Welcome back. It's my pleasure to introduce you to the #1 product we have in our line. This is the B-16 stand dryer. There's nothing comparable in the industry, none whatsoever. Totally different technology, totally different finished product, and our success with this just grows daily. If we go to our shows, this will usually be the first or second unit that our vendors as well as ourselves will sell out of or take orders on, is the B-16. It will surprise you. There is a specific weakness in our industry on stand dryers at the present time. One of our major manufacturers is in, quite frankly, little financial problems. Another one cannot sell outside of the U.S. So there are some real issues. So it offers a great opportunity for you and for us to move these products into the main market. Again, super lightweight, 17 pounds is all this weighs. Our nearest competitor is well into the 30s. Rugged ABS housing, just like we have on our blaster units. Same material we use for NFL helmets or the National Football League for those outside the country. Again, the finish on this, because of injection molding, is as smooth as you will get, which makes it very easy to keep clean, very easy. Now what the major difference is going to be the motor. This motor is a DC motor. This motor is a brushless motor. It is only 1/4 horsepower, producing 5,000 RPM and a huge amount of CFM, 300. How can it do that? That is a DC motor for you. DC motors are smaller, much more efficient, and much more costly to put into a dryer. But it's going to save you a lot of effort. It's going to save your customer a lot of money in the long run because of maintenance. No doubt about it. 10,000 hours is a long time. This is rated in the U.S. at only using 12 amps of power. Again, go to your specific rating system for whatever country you're in, and it will give you that specific use of amperage. Also, just like our blaster units, this particular unit carries a stepless or variable speed switch. Allows you to take it from very low up to very high, which gives you more capability to take care of the smallest, most timid of all your customers or clients for that groomer, as well as for that hardened veteran who's been on a grooming table many, many times. It's extremely important to have that kind of flexibility. There are also some issues with this machine that make it totally different. One of the great problems with grooming, especially with a stand dryer, is called extremity movement. And what I mean by that is real simple. This nozzle that you see here that I'm simply turning, when this machine is on, it won't move unless I move it. It stays stationary. This is very unusual. If you're not a groomer, you don't know this. This is a very big problem for them. Number two, notice how easy it is to move this up and down. Well, if I only weigh 17 pounds, it's a lot easier to get the equipment that goes on here that tightens down and keeps this at a very substantial, stable platform. I can drop this, and allows me to drop it down to the lowest cage. I can do some cage drying with it. And why can't I? Real simple. I only have a heat switch on here that has 2 different heat settings. If I turn that heat setting off, it will now produce no heat. And what that is the ambient temperature. So I can easily place this down on a cage dryer at the low level by this adjustable, or I can bring it to the medium level cage, to the highest level cage, and I can run this all day long. Why? I'm not wearing down brushes. I'm not cutting into the maintenance time, because this thing goes that long. The other thing I alluded to here is your controls. When you're showing, make sure you're showing them the proper way to use it. This has a double. We often do not, most of the time, do not use both when we're adjusting this. If you want to tighten this down a little bit further, only work from one side. These things will give you sufficient pressure to control this at any angle you would like. But you want to keep this flexible, because a groomer likes to be able to move this at will. So make sure that it's moving freely. That's one of the important features. Another very important feature is the spring-assisted riser that we have here on the stand. It will come up very easily, relatively slow. It's not going to knock your teeth out like a hydraulic. Also, it doesn't have a rate of failure like a hydraulic. Spring-assisteds are very, very functional. When you are using this machine, make sure that you do tighten down. However, if you should forget to tighten down this, you will not pull the stand apart. I can pick the whole thing up. It's not going to fall apart because it's attached. Again, if you'll tell your groomer that, you'll get a chuckle, because it's happened to them many, many times where they come away with the top of a dryer and usually damage. That's usually what happens. Again, the patented 5-legged stand, very, very stable. This machine, weighing as little as it does, good luck with tip factor. It's just not there. Also, you have the 5 lock wheels. Most time in operation for this unit, we rarely use more than 2 lockdowns at a time. So we go opposite direction. That's the normal operating. We rarely lock the whole thing down. If I have to carry this stand to any place, portability is excellent. Why? There you go. All I do is clamshell that down, and here we go. It's that easy. You will find that this is shipped, and if you look at your inventory, you'll see how compact that box is that it comes in. It is so easy to ship this. Your shipping weight on this is so low, and it makes it very compact. It's very solid. It's going to go a long way without being damaged. That's important. Very important. We also have in this the only maintenance that you do have, because there's always going to be that one thing that we do in maintenance. And I'll show you right now. This is the only thing that you're going to do, and that's the filter. We've thought enough of it to go ahead and make sure that you have an extra set or an extra filter for this, so that you can have this washed, being dried, and the other ones back in them being operated with. Please remember to put this back in. The only problem we've ever had with this dryer is leaving this off. You leave it off, you're going to pull hair in here. But you're lucky with this machine. Even if you pull in hair, this is a DC motor. DC motors have no heat, no fire hazard. They're thermally protected. You're not going to have a fire, you're not going to have an electrical shock. Again, 2 speeds, or 2 heat settings, variable speed. Now the only thing that separates completely from the rest of the industry, we're the only dryer manufacturer, stand dryer, that has an anion switch. Anion switch is an anesthetic switch. It's going to cut down static electricity on a very dry day. It's going to make the groomer's job a lot easier and finish brushing. So we're adding a lot of features here. Again, save time, save energy, and save yourself a lot of money. Certification, international, ETL, CETL, CSGS, and SAA. One of the finest machines I've ever seen, and by far the largest seller we have had when we go to trade shows is this one right here. We rarely have, I can't remember ever bringing one back home or having one of our vendors do it. So put some faith in here, it'll pay you back many, many times. That's it.